If you're considering writing, editing, or publishing your own book, you need all the help you can get. Here are some tools that as an indie author, I rely on all the time. Welcome. Thank you for being fearlessly, fabulously you. Hi, I'm Yvonne, host of Fearless and Fabulous, and I am the author of 10 nonfiction books. I'd love to write fiction one day, but I'm not ready yet. So here are 3 of them in the back. Goddesses Are Ageless, Goddesses Don't Diet, and Goddesses Stay Sexy. And I do a lot of research on my books, and it is a lot of work, and I can use all the help I can get. So here are some tools that I use every time I write a book. And then I'm going to include some extras at the very end from authors who swear by them. Grammarly is a great tool for polishing your grammar, your punctuation, and even your tone. If you have Word, Microsoft Word, and you use their spelling and editor, don't rely on that exclusively, because I used to, and I found that Grammarly helps me find some things that Word never did, and using them together is helpful. ChatGPT, Claude, or any of the AI tools are great for brainstorming, outlining, creating blurbs, metadata like hashtags, and even helping with tricky sentences like finishing a sentence. You know you want to say something, you don't know what it is. Here's an example of what I did with ChatGPT. I asked it to create a heist play, and where the characters were ducks, and here's what it came up with. For formatting, I love Attekus. Attekus is an all-in-one writing and formatting tool for both print and ebooks. You can write directly in the tool. What I tend to do is use Word, then run it through Grammarly, and then I'll dump it into Attekus. But you can do it any way you want, and it'll separate it by chapters for you. All you have to do is key in a few things, and you can select different types of fonts and styles, and it's just a lovely tool. And it is produced by the same people that do Publisher Rocket, and I'll tell you all about that in a minute. Vellum is a tool similar to Attekus, but it's only for Macs, so I've never used it, but it has some beautiful professional layouts. Then there's Canva. I've used it for some of my shorter books for the covers. It's great for banners and social media posts. Here's something I asked it to do. It has this really cool AI feature in it called Magic Media. And here's what I asked it to do, and here's what it came up with. Now, if you plan on being on Amazon, you're going to want to have some keywords in your description and your title and your subtitle, if at all possible. And one way to research those keywords is through a tool called Publisher Rocket. For instance, I put in the word kangaroo, and here's what it came up with. Publisher Rocket is far more than that, though. It has some wonderful tutorials. Here's a tutorial on how to use the Amazon ads. And here are some tools that I have not personally used, but I've heard great things about them from other authors. Do your own research, but these might be worth checking out. For writing and editing, Pro Writing Aid. It has in-depth style and structure editing. Scrivener is a long-form writing tool with drag and drop organization. For formatting, the Reedsy Book Editor, which is a free online tool to help you format ebooks and print. And then if you have I'm not a big fan of mailing lists, but if you have a marketing or mailing list, these are some that you could use. And then for productivity and tracking, you could try Trello, Notion, or Plotter. And then there's the book report or KDP calculator, which helps you visualize your Amazon sales and your royalty projections. I have found that the Amazon author area is actually helpful enough. And speaking of the author area, once you're on Amazon, you will want to create your own author central sort of bio, so that when someone goes and searches your book, they can click on the author bio and then they can see all of the books that you've done. Here's what mine looks like. If you're an indie author, please subscribe and please check out the rest of the indie author episodes. This is episode 9, the penultimate episode in a 10-episode series. And next week, we are going to do our last episode in the indie author series, and it's an exciting one. I helped a 90-year-old woman who I admired publish her first book. Please subscribe, stay fearless and fabulous, and I will see you next time.